we have students who have been through the program, graduated from the program, have not started a project.
Analysis paralysis,
And you
or
have
just luck?
analysis paralysis, not, fear of pulling the trigger, like, fear of losing money. But then we have others who are jumping in, and the very first project they're doing $1 million houses.
When investors get into new builds, like with your students, what do you think separates the successful ones from the, hey, I'm just going back to wholesaling?
Drive, right? Because we use this phrase in my company. It's not as hard as it looks, but it's not as easy as it seems. So we talked about this prior to starting the podcast, where everybody, I want to be.
You should say that again, but into the camera.
Into the camera. It's not as hard as it looks, but it's not as easy as it seems.
But say it again without looking like a psycho.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just
All right. So it's not as hard as it looks, but it's not as easy as it seems.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you have these people who see the success in new construction, and they're, I want to build a house. Like Tim said, I'm a flipper. I can build 50 houses. And you don't understand that it requires work.
Right.
Right? And, once you learn it, yes, it is beneficial. But to get to the level of a streamlined process where you don't have to be on site every day, making sure your guys are doing the correct things, like, it takes work.
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier before we got on the camera. It's like, it's all about perspective.
Absolutely.
Because like you brought up podcasting, like, and that's the world that we're in, is now everybody's like, well, I got a cell phone. Okay, cool. Let's go do that. But like, there's $100,000 worth of cameras on 2 stands over there.
Right.
And it's, that doesn't mean anything, but it's just a different
means you
tool.
better change your insurance for the office.
Shh, don't say nothing. I'm just kidding. Allegedly, there's nothing in here at all.
Allegedly.
People that want to steal, don't go steal from the builder guy.
Right. Always.
All that copper. No, but it's all about perspective of what you want to do, because, like I said before, you've got the flipper that's not gonna get the permits, and it's not gonna get grade A work, and you probably have builders that are gonna skimp out on, like, what is foundation nowadays? Is it 18 inches or 24? What's the thick?
It depends. So your interior and exterior grade beams can be anywhere from 20 to 36 inches.
Okay.
So they can go anywhere from 24 to
But my
36.
point being is, there's always going to be some asshole who's going to skimp on
Who's
it.
going to have a foundation plan that's 36 inches, and because he doesn't want to pay for extra concrete, he digs at 24.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's always a spectrum of quality, and then also of knowledge.
Yep.
But for you, even though for what's made you successful is your attention to detail, you would say it's the drive that makes your students successful.
Yep.
The ability to just keep going.
Yeah, because, we have students who have been through the program, graduated from the program, have not started a project.
Analysis paralysis,
And you
or
have
just luck?
analysis paralysis, not, fear of pulling the trigger, like, fear of losing money. But then we have others who are jumping in, and the very first project they're doing $1 million houses, 36-unit apartment complexes. Like, it's crazy. And so the difference maker is being willing to jump off the porch.
Do you think it's that, or is there also an ignorance of, hey, if this fails, you are for life? Kind of like what we were talking about earlier, like, you mess up that first house, you could be done.
Well, and I'll just speak for my company, right? We're in a position to where we don't let our students fail. As cliche as that sounds, right? We're giving them a turnkey success system for building. So yes, they could fail, but the possibility of having me be alive and they fail is slim to none.
Yeah, but we all have driver licenses.
Absolutely.
And we were all taught not to go above the speed limit.
Mm-hmm.
And I got here, and I'm not sure I went below the speed limit. So it's one thing to be taught the right thing and have the support. It's another thing to listen.
And that's my point. That's my point.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they're in a position to where we're giving them instruction and they're not listening to it, then we have no control over that.
That's why I can't teach.
Because people don't listen.
In the Marine Corps, I could teach. Because if you didn't do what I said,
then
I could
you
arrest
get
you.
a swift kick in the yeah.
Right? We could throw you in the brig,
Absolutely.
man.
Absolutely.
But that's the problem. Like, so I want to know how you deal with that, because you got 14 phases
Yeah, 14 phases
with
that we
100
teach.
sub phases,
Yeah, somewhere.
1,400 steps.
Yeah,
People are
lot of 'em.
stupid.
absolutely. Some of them,
Not his students.
not my students. My students are very intelligent.
I'd imagine they're dumb as they just got they got a 1,400 item checklist.
They're very intelligent.
How do you mitigate the inability of most Americans to be disciplined and accountable to a process?
I can only give them the information, right? I cannot make them go apply the information. So we've had students who you've been through the program, we've gave you the wonderful curriculum, you understand the process, right? And then you still go and deviate from the process. Well, I can't control your deviation. All I can do is give you what I know works as a success system, and that's all I can do. So there's no mitigation.
I bring this up because whoever's listening today or watching, or do we listen and watch?
Sure.
Yeah. Whoever's like
Watching and listening,
consuming this information,
consuming.
they have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
They can be the maverick, go out on their own, think they're smarter than everyone else. Google has a saying, it's no one knows everything and everyone knows something, right? Like, I never can understand, and whether you're thinking about short-term rentals or fix and flip or building houses or land development or, heck, learning to be a podcast producer. There's resources out there from successful people that have done it before that you can obtain.
Absolutely.
And like the old saying, like, imitation is the highest form of flattery. Like, just copy someone first.
Absolutely.
Just duplicate what you did until you learn it, and then maybe try to change it. Don't change it at first.
Absolutely. And that goes back to your question. What's the greatest asset that they have? Is that following the freaking instruction.
So
Just follow the freaking instruction.
is that like lesson one? It's like, I know you're going to want to deviate, but just trust me on this. Just follow the damn directions.
So it's really not, because at the end of the day, right, they're going to go listen to somebody, they're going to go watch something, and they're going to think that, oh, I can do this. And so the deviation is going to happen, right? But it's...
But you're dealing with the creative, right? Like, these people, they have this imagination, they want to create something. That's got to be the hardest group of people to wrangle.
Right.
Yeah, until they realize that they really can't do it.
Oh.
That's what it gets them.
So because what I'm trying to get to is like, I think it was like 10 years ago with Tim, we were at a meetup, and this woman comes up to me, and is like, hey, and this is back when postcards worked, and which shows you how long ago that was.
You're old, bro.
I made $50,000 this month off postcards.
Yeah, okay,
Y'all
but they
stop
still
mailing
work.
them.
They still work. No, but she comes up, my postcard doesn't work, and then Tim's like, well, show me the postcard. And it was completely different than what he gave. He's like, I gave you the blueprint. All you had to do was change the name and change the picture.
That's it.
And but she's like, yeah, but I want to put my stamp on it. Well, how am I supposed to help you? Like, what knowledge base do you have to make a stamp? So I bring that up only because that's just a damn postcard, which is, you mess up, that's a couple $1,000 mistake.
Right.
You want to put your stamp on a new build, I mean, that's a lot bigger
You're out
mistake.
of there.
You're out.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah, you're
So,
done.
so,
Ejected.
so is that something you have to go through? It's like, look, I know you want to be creative, but until you know what the hell you're doing, just listen.
Yeah, and we tell them that. So one of the things, like, we get a few of these, right? They come in and they say, you know what? I've built a house before. You know what house they built? The house that D.R. Horton built.
Yeah.
The house that First Texas built. Because you were there when they started,
They built a new,
and now
they
you
bought a new
live
build.
in it.
No, they walk through every weekend and check the work.
Absolutely. They check not knowing what they were
I
actually
picked
checking.
the color of the cabinet.
Right. So I get students all the time. They come and say, oh, yeah, I built a house before. I built 4 or 5. And then we get in it in the first week, and they're like, whoa, I didn't know it took all of this.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, yeah, so you think you can go do this by yourself? And they're like, hell no.
Yeah.
And so that's where we get them at, right? Not understanding that in between phase 1 and phase 2, there are 50 other micro phases that you really have to know about, because it's really vital to you getting the house built.
Do
right.
you tell your people to or not to do custom builds?
It's really, I don't tell them yay or nay, right? Whatever they feel like they
I think
have
you should
the
not.
desire. Well, we do some custom builds. I don't necessarily prefer to be at the mercy of a client who's so picky that, you know, we do a change order every day,
Yeah.
right? But I have students right now who are building custom houses as their very first house, right? $1 million houses. This is what you jump out the gate with.
I ain't gonna lie. I hope it was those people that said we built a house and now they get nitpicked every
Right.
weekend.
Fail 5 inspections in a row. But yeah, so I mean, it's really not a yay
It's
or
called
nay.
Schadenfreude.
Yeah.
Happiness, the misfortune of others. It's a German word.
Schatten,
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
We're gonna put that on the screen as well.
Schadenfreude.
You never heard that before? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so
We'll
I mean,
edit
we
that
don't
out.
teach them. Yeah, we don't teach them yay or nay, man. We just tell them, hey, listen, we're giving you the skills. If you
Yeah.
feel like you can do it, go do it.